something for youngins who tryna reach goals. And still can't stop, won't stop. Did the puffy with the bob, smell the roses, no capping, I done a lot, baby.
It's amazing how much we have to keep harping on kids talking and talking. We were at WVU practice yesterday actually, and when they were doing their live segments, most of their practice and breakdown was focused on their defensive principles. But when they were going live, there were numerous times where it was like a fifth-year senior on the team, and he's, like basically calling people out, basically walking up to people like in the middle of the drill, like, why are you not talking, yada, 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 like we're on defense, because it wasn't, now granted, it was actually loud in the gym. They actually were talking, but because it wasn't super loud talking and, super passionate about how they were playing defense, he and other people felt like at times that it wasn't enough. And meanwhile, we can't get your average seventh grader to utter a single word. We got to keep putting them on the line, making them run, making them do push-ups, because they don't speak when they play the game. And if nothing else, what I learned in college, in playing on a good team, playing on a good defensive team, when you talk a lot, when there's a lot of communication, not only is your team better, but it's more fun. It's just more fun to play the game as a unit, because when you hear your guys speaking to you literally behind you when you can't see them, but you hear speaking, and then you speak back when they can't hear you. It's like you're on a string, you play on a string. So it's a lot easier to get things done, and then it ends up transferring into the offensive end. You end up speaking just as much. So you always feel like somebody has your back, whether you have the ball, don't have the ball, whether you're in help, whether you're guarding the ball, you always feel like somebody has your back. So it makes the game more fun. And before you know it, you almost pay more attention to that stuff than you do trying to score or trying to feel confident with the ball. You always have, if you were a scorer your whole life, I was always predominantly a scorer. So even when I got to college and I was on a team full of scorers, I still judged myself off of how I was scoring the ball. Those are usually when I played the worst. Like when you looked at my entire game, that's usually when I actually was the worst for my team. The times where I was so focused on the other shit, and it usually start from communication. When you're really locked in on that, you forget about the scoring stuff. The points might be the same. You know what I mean? I might literally be scoring just as much, but I would have more fun playing the game, scoring 12 points, beating a good team, and the communication is crazy where we all feel like, we can't mess up. That's more fun than almost scoring like 20 when you didn't really talk. All you were focused on was your offense, or all you were focused on is how you felt with the ball in your hand, or those sort of things. And so it just goes to show, when you talk, you're gonna end up being a better basketball player yourself, because you cover up mistakes and help people cover up mistakes for you, and you're gonna win more basketball games. So, you got to get creative with how you're going to get young kids to speak on the floor. The biggest thing for me is always punishment. You make things very simple. You don't do this, you don't play. And so I would say maybe that's one of the best ways to get kids to be able to talk. But more important than that, kids have to understand why they got to do something. So more important than just getting them to talk and punishing them, I really want people to understand this is going to make you a better player. Honestly, you don't have to like or subscribe to shit. I'm going to keep putting these fuckers out either way.